ValveTime.net.
Hi, and welcome to the ValveTime News. Each week we'll bring you the biggest talking points regarding Valve and the community. Now the news. On Friday, December 5th, Valve released a new blog post to the Dota 2 website announcing their future plans for the game in the last month of this year and the first half of 2015. The most important feature listed among these plans involves updating the main Dota 2 client to run entirely on what Valve calls an updated engine, capable of allowing users to easily create custom game modes in the Dota 2 Tools Workshop Alpha, which we already know runs on Valve's next-gen Source 2 engine. Once the update is released sometime in the first half of 2015, Dota 2 will become the first release title to support the engine and its new version of Hammer. The engine isn't explicitly mentioned by name in the blog post, but this is more than likely an attempt to prevent the community from becoming overly hyped about a work-in-progress development tool. Other than the improvements we already know about, such as native 64-bit support and Source 2's powerful level editor, the blog post remains very tight-lipped about what other benefits Source 2 could bring to the game once it arrives. It's hoped that the new engine may provide an even more optimized experience for those playing on both high-end and low-end hardware, but we'll have to wait and see. For now, it's safe to say the majority of Dota 2's content, including its heroes, items, and functionality, will remain largely unchanged, despite the transition to a new engine, meaning Source 2, or at least this early version of it, is able to replicate an existing Source title, opening up the possibility of more highly anticipated engine ports for the likes of Team Fortress 2 and Counter-Strike Global Offensive, which, to be clear, are still far from confirmed at this stage. Given Dota's big upcoming change, Valve also stated the team will not be releasing a seasonal holiday update this December, much like how Diretide was previously skipped back in October. This is reportedly due to the fact that Diretide, Frostivus, and/or the Grieveling would need to be entirely remade from the ground up following the transition to Source 2, making it more viable for the development team to focus their efforts on preparing the new engine to help it ship as quickly and as cleanly as possible. However, the team are still working to release a now annual New Bloom Festival update in February 2015 to celebrate Chinese New Year and the Year of the Ram. This places the release date for the first official version of Source 2 sometime between mid-February and June 2015, which is definitely slightly sooner than some of us anticipated, but only by a few months. Even though Dota 2 will be updated to a fully fledged version of the Source 2 engine, it's important to note that the version Dota 2 will be using will likely not feature many, if any, of the major improvements one would expect a brand new engine to introduce, as those are most likely being held back and developed for larger brand new blockbuster titles such as Left 4 Dead 3 and Half-Life 3, both of which are known to have been in development since at least around 2011. We're still around a month away, and 2015 is already shaping up to be one heck of a great year, and we'll be sure to let you know when we hear more about the upcoming release of Source 2. The Source 2 announcement wasn't the last we heard of Dota 2's new Bloom Festival this week, however, as a blog post released later that same evening revealed Valve are once again calling on the community to help create items for this next year's first major Dota 2 update. Like last year, the new Bloom Festival will be heavily based around Chinese New Year, the Year of the Ram, Chinese history, and the concept of springtime. By creating items based around these various themes and applying the Spring 2015 Steam Workshop tag, users may have their items officially accepted into the game alongside the February 2015 update, likely within some kind of themed treasure chest purchasable from the in-game store. Designs are only being accepted until January 19, 2015, so be sure to get your items uploaded as soon as possible to avoid missing out. Links have been provided in the video description if you're interested in checking out the blog post or the currently bare Year of the Ram New Bloom Festival announcement page. If creating virtual goods isn't really your thing, then you may be more interested in WeLoveFine's own New Bloom Festival design contest, which is currently being run on their own website. As one of Valve's merchandise partners, WeLoveFine is currently accepting submissions for merchandise designs uploaded to the Steam Workshop, which, again, draw on the themes of Chinese New Year and springtime. Any plushies, vinyl figures, art prints, accessories, or t-shirt designs uploaded to the Dota 2 Workshop page between December 5th, 2014 and January 12th, 2015 will be eligible to participate before winners are announced on February 12th, 2015, and possibly uploaded as purchasable items onto the WeLoveFine website. The first place grand prize winner will receive a fully paid trip to the International 2015 tournament in Seattle and a VIP badge for the event, while the second place winner will receive an extremely expensive 1-to-1 replica of Dota 2's butterfly weapon. Guest judges, including Hot Topic, ThinkGeek, and Nexon, will then be able to select up to 4 runner-up winners who will each receive $300 in cash and a bunch of loot first made available at this year's International 2014 event back in July. There's a bunch more details and even a full FAQ available over on WeLoveFine's own announcement page, so head on over to check it out. This week wasn't just a big deal for Dota 2 and Source 2, as Steam also received its most recent big addition in the form of Steam Broadcasting. Steam Broadcasting essentially functions as Steam's own built-in live streaming service, allowing players to broadcast their games to friends or other users without the need for external third-party software or powerful streaming setups. While games such as Dota 2 and Counter-Strike Global Offensive have featured spectator systems built into their game clients for some time now, this new broadcasting feature instead functions via the Steam overlay, allowing any and all Steam games and even the user's desktop, should they wish to display it, to be live-streamed across the world. By using the new Watch Game button on Steam profiles, the Steam Friends list, and the newly introduced Broadcast Community Hub, users can instantly access live streams within a new dedicated Steam page, complete with a chat room, viewer listings, links to currently played games store page, and more. The Steam settings have also been updated to support this new functionality, including privacy settings regarding who is able to access a live stream, video resolution options ranging from 360p to 1080p, maximum bit rates of between 750 and 3500 kilobytes per second, whether or not the user's desktop should also be live streamed, and several others. Since the service is currently limited to the Steam Client beta, users will need to opt in to the latest version via the Steam settings in order to access it. This also means Steam Broadcasting currently lacks a variety of functionality or support it may receive later down the line, including a wider selection of web browsers other than just Steam, Chrome, and Safari, archived live streams, and an improved variety of settings, all of which have already been hinted at by Valve so far. More information about how to get set up and running with Steam Broadcasting can be found over on the announcement page, the update changelog, and our very own write-up over on ValveTime.net. It'll definitely be interesting to see how Steam Broadcasting continues to evolve in the future, and we'll definitely keep you posted. It's looking as if we'll be hearing much more about Steam in early 2015, as it was recently confirmed by Valve's VP of Marketing, Doug Lombardi, that while the company would not be attending CES 2015 in January, Valve would have a pair of large booths at GDC 2015, 2 months later in March. Speaking to Tech Radar, Lombardi confirmed that they will have a large Steam machine presence at the event, meaning a somewhat final design for the Steam controller may be shown off alongside the rest of the Steam Universe suite, including SteamOS and the various Steam machines. As we mentioned, Valve will feature a pair of booths situated directly opposite each other at floor numbers 1902 and 2002. Of course, nothing regarding what Valve will actually show is currently known at this time, but it's definitely not too early to start building up the hype train's momentum once again if they want to get players interested once again in SteamOS, the Steam machines, and the Steam controller. We'll let you know if and when we hear more. As promised in early November, this past week saw the conclusion of the Team Fortress 2 Tomb Raider contest, as various community-created cosmetic items were selected to stand as promotional items for the upcoming Lara Croft in the Temple of Osiris game. From over 100 individual Steam Workshop entries, 3 winners were selected alongside 3 runner-ups. The 3 winners include the Jungle Booty for the Heavy, the Crown of the Old Kingdom for all classes, and the Tomb Readers, also for all classes. They were joined by the aforementioned runner-ups, which include the Booten Commons for the Scout, the Orion's Belt also for the Scout, and the Pocket Raiders for all classes. As of last week's Team Fortress 2 patch on December 3rd, the 3 winning items have been added into the game files and can now be received in genuine quality by purchasing Lara Croft in the Temple of Osiris from the Steam store before 9th of December 2014. The 3 runner-up items have yet to be added to the game, but it's likely they'll be added to the game in the in-game store in the near future, as mentioned on the latest TF2 blog post. Congratulations to everyone who entered and to those of you who won. Enjoy your huge new game libraries! Elsewhere in the Team Fortress 2 community, another contest was also approaching its conclusion, only this time it focused on maps and, well, aliens. Shortly before our last episode aired, our friends over at tf2maps.net uploaded a new showcase video highlighting all 12 entries into their Mercs vs. Aliens mapping contest, which is currently late into the voting stage after closing submissions almost a month ago. The 4-minute video shows off each of the featured maps and their included gimmicks or gameplay twists, providing a pretty good look at the maps should you want to head on over to play them or to vote for a potential winner. At the current time, the voting period for the Mercs vs. Aliens contest is set to conclude on December 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, giving you until Thursday of this week to head on over. Don't forget, this particular competition features a prize pool upwards of $1,000, meaning it's definitely a big deal for the top 3 winners, so be sure to head on over and make sure the best map wins. Even though it's only been a few weeks since we said we would stop talking about the Half-Life A Place in the West community comic for the sake of not sounding repetitive, we decided the conclusion of issue 1 justified a mention. On Monday, December 2nd, the final few pages of the first issue were released, meaning all 34 pages can now be read in their entirety in preparation for the release of issue 2 when that happens. In the meantime, you can check out the recently released Lambda Wars mod for Alien Swarm, which was released in beta on Steam this past week. As the name suggests, this mod is a multiplayer-focused real-time strategy game set in the Half-Life universe as players fight as either the Combine or the Resistance in various game modes and single-player missions. The mod has been in development for around 6 years, and it's definitely an ambitious and exciting project, which we think deserves some love. We'll likely get around to reviewing the mod in the near future now that the upcoming Half-Life 2 themed video is finished and coming very soon. That about wraps up this week of Valve News. To catch the new Half-Life 2 themed video as soon as it's released, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. While you're at it, don't forget to check out our newish Twitch TV channel and to join the conversation over on the ValveTime.net forums. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.